I will snitch on my friends' boyfriends in a second. I don't care. I'm not protecting you guys. Alright, so welcome back to my channel, you guys. I went ahead and did the Jordyn Woods makeup look, and I'm so happy with how this turned out because I'm a lot darker than her, and honestly I didn't know what it would look like on my skin, but honestly you guys, it turned out really good, so I'm really happy. But yeah, I will go ahead and spill a little bit of tea on this video. I normally don't do this, but I want to go ahead and put my opinion or state my opinion on this whole situation. It's not going to be dramatic or anything crazy like that because y'all know I don't deal with drama on my channel, but I do want to say, you know, my little 2 cents in there. So yeah, you guys want to go ahead and see what I talk about, then go ahead and keep on watching. All right, so let's get into the makeup look, and I kind of started already, you guys, but my mic wasn't working, so I kind of redid the whole thing, so I will get into that a little bit later. But I know you guys are here for the tea, for the makeup look and whatnot, and I will get into the tea a little bit later. I'm gonna try to keep it very professional because I wasn't there. I don't know the family, I don't know the whole situation like that. I just know what's out there, so I'm gonna say a little bit of my opinion, but I'm gonna keep it very professional, okay? But moving on to the makeup look, you guys, it looks so clean and so fresh. Like, I was watching the whole interview and I was interested in whatnot, but I was looking at her makeup like her face was beat, you guys. Like, it was so clean and so fresh and just nice. I was like, I have to do this, and I know so many people did it already, but I still kind of want to do my version. But starting off with the eyes, I do have some color in here. I use a shade colored Raine Gingerbread, which is a very nice like brownie color in the crease, and I always use this. And I'm taking this on my Morphe G17 brush. I'm just gonna run it in my crease. And I'm really taking my time to blend this out because when you look at her picture, you guys, it looks like she has like a hint of brown in there. It's not anything too crazy, so I'm just doing the same exact thing, just adding a little bit of brown to the crease. And the next shade I'm taking is Oktoberfest from Coastal Scents, and it's a very nice brown. It's a little bit deeper than the first brown we used, just because I wanted to pop a little bit more. So I'm doing the same exact thing, and I'm just putting it in the crease. So the eyes is very easy to do, you guys. Like, it takes no work at all. But the last shade we're gonna take is Makeup Geek's Peach Smoothie, which I really love because it's a very nice like soft color. I'm gonna take this on my brush and pat it on my lids itself. You really don't need too much on the lids just because when I look at her videos and pictures, it looks very natural. So I'm just adding a little bit of this onto the lid. Alright, so moving on to lashes, I do have the Eylure times Jordyn Woods lashes in the style Summer Here. And when I first saw this, y'all, like, honestly, I was just like, I don't know if these will look good on my eyes because I love very, like, wispy, long, dramatic lashes. And these are very soft and whatnot. But I think with this look, it'll look very pretty. So I'm going to use it, of course. Y'all, I think this looks really pretty on the eyes. Like, I almost honestly didn't buy this because I normally don't get these type of styles, but with this look, it looks so freaking pretty. So I'm glad I bought it. So finally, time for my base, and I'm using my Covergirl Pore Minimizing Primer and also my Rimmel Stay Matte Primer. So I'm finally going to talk about the tea, or whatever y'all like to call it, the whole situation. Honestly, you guys, like, in my opinion, I feel like they're both wrong. I'm not on anybody's side. I'm not siding with anybody because 2 wrongs don't make a right. And in this situation, I feel like you can't really root for anybody because they both did something wrong. So it's kind of like, I don't understand the whole division with what side to take and whatnot. I feel like on both ends, they could have done something a little bit different and the whole situation would have been like, you know, this huge dramatic thing it is. Because when I first heard about it, y'all, like, honestly, I didn't believe it. I just thought it was like, you know, for the upcoming show because they do have a new season coming out. So I thought it was fake and whatnot. But once I saw the Red Table Talk, I was like, oh, like, this is real. Like, this is really happening. Okay, I didn't know. My bad. But I will go into each side and tell you guys my opinion on both individuals because I don't know. I feel like the internet is so messy and everybody just wants drama. And I'm not here for it. So I'll tell you guys my opinion, what I feel about the situation, and yeah. And oh, before I do start, I always ask my friends this one question. I'm going to ask you guys this question too. Do y'all want me to tell you the truth, or do you want me to tell you what you want to hear? Because if you want me to tell you what you want to hear, I'll do that. But I feel like on my channel, y'all love when I tell the truth, and it's okay to have different opinions. That's totally fine. Like, everyone has their own opinion, and it's okay if you guys don't agree. There's no issue with that. But for me, on my channel, I want to tell you guys what I really think about the situation and not get too into like the whole drama aspect of it. But I will stay how I feel about it. So let's all be respectful down in the comment section, please. But for foundation, I'm taking my NARS Natural Radiant Foundation in the shade Marquises. This is more of my summer shade, and right now I'm a little bit lighter because it is winter. I do have my NARS Sheer Glow Foundation in the shade Macao, and I'm mixing these two because when it comes to the Jordyn makeup look, in the video, she looks so nice and radiant. Like, she didn't look like she was wearing a lot of makeup on her face. So these two foundations look very natural on my skin. So I'm taking about like 3 pumps of each, and I'm mixing them. But moving on to the situation itself, like I told you guys earlier, I feel like both sides is wrong because honestly, when you look at everything, I feel like things could have been done a little bit different. You know, like this whole thing blew up out of nowhere. Honestly, nobody would have known about the situation if it didn't come on social media. But nowadays, you guys know like everything has to be on social media. So once that happened and it was the Kardashians, y'all know how their name like spreads everywhere really, really quickly. This whole thing just blew up. So I was really shocked because at first when I heard it, I was like, this can't be true, but I was surprised. So when it comes to the topic of cheating, I don't respect people who cheat. It's just my opinion. I feel like if you're not feeling somebody, let them know. That way they can go about their life and move on. Like, the fact that you want to have your cake and eat it too, like, something about that just irks the heck out of me. I don't know what it is. And as a woman, you know, I feel like society tells you like men are supposed to cheat on you. Like, I feel like nowadays everybody feels like men are supposed to cheat. Like, it's a normal thing. But like, I didn't feel like God made it like women can be faithful, or, well, nowadays, I don't know about us. Well, nowadays women are a little bit different, but I feel like men are meant to like, you know, cheat, and women are supposed to be faithful. Like, I don't feel like God made it like that. I feel like he made every single person the same. You just gotta control yourself and not try to jump onto every little thing that you see out there, you know, because there's gonna be so many people who hit on you and do that. But if you're in a relationship, you're supposed to be faithful to that one person. If you don't like them, let them go. It is that simple. And I feel like when the scandal first happened last year, everybody was on Khloe's side just because as a woman, like, that's just hard to take when you see all these women out there coming out saying that, you know, Tristan did all this, and there's videos, there's pictures and all of that. Like, as a woman, like, that's very hard to see, and everybody was on her side last year. I feel like this year everybody wants to be, you know, against her because they feel like, you know, she should have learned from her mistakes and whatnot. But y'all, like, everybody makes mistakes, okay? Like, I feel like as girls, you know, a lot of times you can take someone back because you love them. Like, especially if you had a kid with them, I feel like it's a little bit different because you don't want to break up your family. And for me personally, the reason why I don't respect people who cheat is because when you do that, like, I don't know, when it comes to a relationship, the worst thing you can do is cheat on somebody because it breaks your trust. And once the trust is broken, y'all, like, it makes it so hard to make that relationship work. So with that being said, I feel like, you know, in that situation, when it happened to Khloe last year, a lot of people are on her side because, you know, she saw all these videos, all these pictures, and as a woman, that is very hard to take. So everybody was on her side last year. This year, I feel like everybody's more against her just because they feel like she should have learned her lesson, or karma is coming at her finally. But I don't get enjoyment seeing somebody else's downfall. Does that make sense? And in this situation, I see a lot of people being happy that Khloe's going through all this right now, and Jordyn and whatnot. But like, honestly, you guys, like, I don't see the point in being happy for someone else's downfall, because at the end of the day, like, we're all human. We all go through stuff, and I wouldn't want anybody to be happy if I'm going through something bad like that. Like, I don't understand that whole aspect of it. And with me, I like to put out positive energy because I feel like what you put out is what you get. And if someone is going through their karma or whatever you want to call it, that is fine. But we shouldn't be happy to see people like sad. That's just me. I don't know. And for concealer, I'm taking my Covergirl Power Play Concealer in the shade ND2. And continuing what I was talking about a little bit earlier, I'm going to talk about both sides and what I feel like they did right and what they did wrong. And the first person I do want to talk about is Khloe. I was really, really shocked in the comments because a lot of women were against her. And I understand the reason why, and I don't want to get into that whole situation, but as women, I feel like there's one thing we can have sympathy for is loving somebody and even having a kid with somebody, which I can't, talk about because I'm not there yet in my life, but loving somebody and them doing you wrong. I feel like as women, we can all relate to that, because that pain, y'all, like, that pain is like one of the worst pains ever. And I was really shocked that women weren't even like, being sympathetic towards that point, because I do understand that she's a Kardashian, and I do understand that she has a past, but at the end of the day, you guys, like, we all go through things, all right? And, we all mess up. I'm 25. I've messed up, and I know a lot of people have messed up in their life, and I feel like just because you do something wrong in your life, it shouldn't define who you are as a person. And I know a lot of people aren't going to agree with me, but I do feel bad for her in that aspect, because in her mind, she had like an image of, a husband or a boyfriend and her kid, for the rest of her life. And she thought that was going to be her family, and it didn't work out. Like, I still feel like as a woman, like, I do feel bad for her, because I mean, that's just like one of the worst things. And I've had a lot of friends go through that situation, and it's just like, just to hear them cry and the way they feel, like, I just know, like, it's just not a good situation. And as women, I feel like, we should sympathize with that. But on the other hand, you guys, I feel like the reason why a lot of people didn't feel bad for her is because Khloe is 34, and I think Jordyn is 21 or 22. And this situation, at least to me, it kind of came off as bullying, at least to me, because it was put all over social media, and it felt like everybody was attacking her at that point. And when I watched her interview, she was saying that people were threatening her. Her sister couldn't go to school. Her mom couldn't go, like, grocery shopping, because everybody was, like, hounding them. And that is scary. Like, you wouldn't want all that things happening to you. And I feel like, Jordyn was part of the family for the longest, and this whole thing could have been handled differently. Like, honestly, they could have pulled each other aside and talked about the situation. Khloe necessarily doesn't have to be friends with Jordyn again or have her in her life again, but they could have handled this whole thing outside of social media, because nobody would have known about the situation. Like, honestly, like, if nobody said anything about it, nobody would have known. It was that simple. And also, one thing I do want to mention, I think the part where Khloe messed up is the fact that she blamed Jordyn for her family not working out and breaking up. I don't know what it is, but I feel like a lot of women nowadays, like, they always want to blame the other woman instead of their man. Me, if I was in a situation like that, I would come so hard at the man, because you're supposed to have my back. This woman, or whoever she may be, she may not know about her situation and whatnot, but I'm dating you, I'm talking to you, you should have my back more than anybody else. And I don't understand why people always come at the girl but not the man. And Tristan's over there just like chilling, like, I don't have to deal with this. Like, they're all coming at Jordyn, but they should be all coming at Tristan, because he's a mess, y'all. Now I'm gonna go ahead and bake my face. I'm using my Huda Beauty Easy Bake Powder in the shade Kunafa, because in the video I can tell Jordyn really baked her face. It just looks so good and flawless. So I'm just gonna do just that. And I'm first gonna press the powder into my skin. You guys know I always do this. I first press into my skin, and then I bake on top. So I'm just letting this bake for about like 15 minutes, but wrapping up my whole portion on Khloe, because I feel like I was everywhere. I couldn't really put together what I wanted to say. But with that being said, I do feel bad for her. I do feel bad for her getting, into that situation that she's in right now. I think nobody deserves that, no matter what people think. And, especially when you have a kid, I feel like that's just a lot more complications and whatnot. So I do feel bad for her, but I feel like the way she went about it wasn't the most mature way. I feel like it was low-key bullying. I feel like it was low-key, just drama and whatnot, and it could have been handled in private, and the situation would have been fixed and nobody would have known. She doesn't have to be friends with Jordyn. She has that right. If she doesn't want to be friends with somebody, that's totally fine. But as far as going on social media and making it into this whole ordeal, I just don't agree with that. So far his skin is looking really, really good. Now to set my face, I'm taking my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder in the shade Dark 3. I'm taking a little bit of this because in the video it looks like she has like a very nice like light foundation and powder going on, and this powder is very lightweight also, so decided to go ahead and use it. And I'm slightly just pressing it into my skin with my e.l.f. foundation blurring brush. This brush is so soft, and the way it applies powder on the skin is just really nice. So I just press it into my skin. So to bronze my face, I'm taking my NARS Gienah Contour Blush, and this is what it looks like. In the video, Jordyn doesn't have a lot of bronzer or like contour going on. It looks very natural and like sun-kissed. So I'm taking a little bit of this. But moving on to the Jordyn situation itself and her portion of it and what I feel about that situation. I feel like where she went wrong was not telling Khloe what happened. I feel like there's a girl code, y'all. Like, if I see, you know, my friend's guy doing something, or, you know, my friend's boyfriend doing something, I'm snitching. I don't care, because my loyalty is not to you. It is to my friend. And that's just what it is. I feel like if she knew that whole situation happened and she wasn't in the wrong, she should have told Khloe. The fact that she kind of kept it to herself, I don't know what happened there. I feel like she was trying to protect, you know, herself and not start like this whole drama or whatever. But honestly, at that point, when you tell someone something first, they're likely to believe you, because if they hear it from any other person, then they're gonna be mad at you because they feel like, you know what, why didn't you tell me? Like, what are you hiding? So I feel like that's where she completely went wrong, because like that girl code thing, like, y'all, like, I live by it. Like, I will snitch on my friends' boyfriends in a second. I don't care. I'm not protecting you guys. And also let me know down below, but me personally, I feel like something else happened at that party. I feel like there's something just being left out, and that's me being honest, because when I watched the video, y'all, like in my other life, I would have been like a detective or like, you know, investigator and whatnot, but I feel like something was left out and I don't know what it is. And I feel like people know, but nobody has said anything yet, because I don't know, just something tells me that something happened, but I wasn't there, so I can't really speak on that. And then I'm going to slightly contour my nose. I just press a bronzer into my skin. I don't really like rub or anything like that. I just press into my skin. And why is my voice going away? I feel like it's slowly going away the more I talk in this video. And to set my face, I'm taking my Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray and my Caudalie Beauty Elixir. So for blush, I'm taking my Anastasia Gradient Blush Kit, and I'm taking the shade right here because this looks very similar to the one she had in her video, and she really didn't have a lot of blush on her face, so I'm taking a little bit of this. And finishing up the whole Jordyn situation, I do want to say one thing she did right was she was very mature about that situation. I think that's what everybody appreciates, because she didn't go on social media like blasting Khloe and the whole family. She was very quiet, and when she went on the red table, she was very mature and she wasn't disrespectful at all. She wasn't, you know, throwing shade or anything like that. She was very mature, and for her to be 21 and be like that, I think a lot of people are like, you know, applauding her. So that's why I think a lot of people are siding with Jordyn, because she was very mature about the whole thing. And like I told you guys before, I'm on nobody's side. I feel like both sides are wrong, and that's just, you know, it's not my, I can't really put my 2 cents in that situation. I feel like if you don't know the whole story, you can't really speak on it. I'm just speaking on what I've seen out there, but both sides could have improved on it. But at the same time, I feel like both sides are hurting, and, you know, maybe in the future they could be friends. I really don't know, but we shall see. So I was just about to add some highlighter till I noticed that in her video she didn't have any highlighter on her face. So this is what my face is gonna look like. Honestly, I kind of appreciate having no highlighter because it looks very, like, you know, natural and whatnot. But moving on to lips, I'm gonna take my NYX lip liner in the shade brown, and I think I'm gonna mix these 2 glosses right here. This is the Maybelline Unreal Lip Gloss, and this is the Anastasia Vintage Lip Gloss. Hopefully it gives me like that nice pinky shade she had on her lips, because it was so pretty. So yeah, let me mix these 2 and see what happens. Alright, so this is the final look, you guys, and I love how everything turned out. Even though I'm not wearing any highlighter, I still love how everything looks. And yeah, like, I didn't think it would turn out this good, but I'm glad it did. And also, really quickly before I do forget, don't forget to enter my giveaway, because it ends on March 11th, which is this Monday, if I'm correct. So it's ending really soon, you guys, so make sure you go ahead and enter. But I love you guys so much. Don't forget to like, subscribe my way out, and I'll see you guys in my next one.